You look at somebody's life and what changes the quality of the life the most, it's really only a few areas of your life. It's your relationships, it's your body, a level of energy, it has to do with your emotions, and then money.
The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your morning. When Tony Robbins makes this statement, millions of people worldwide take notice. The world-renowned life coach, best-selling author, and business strategist has spent over 4 decades studying what separates extraordinary lives from ordinary ones. His conclusion? It often comes down to how you start your day. While most people stumble through their mornings on autopilot, hitting snooze, checking emails, and rushing out the door, Robbins has discovered a simple 6-minute ritual that primes your mind, body, and emotions for peak performance. Today, I'm sharing this powerful morning practice that has transformed not only Robbins' life, but the lives of countless high achievers across the globe. If you're ready to take control of your mornings and transform your life, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on peak performance strategies from the world's top achievers. The power of morning rituals. Before diving into the 6-minute ritual itself, let's understand why how you start your day matters so much. Most people's lives are a direct reflection of the expectations of their peer group, Robbins explains. But your morning ritual is where you set your own standards, separate from outside influences. According to Robbins, the first minutes of your day are uniquely powerful because your mind is in a highly receptive state. The thoughts, emotions, and physical state you generate during this time create patterns that influence the rest of your day. If you don't have a morning ritual, you're starting your day on chance, Robbins says. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather create my day than let it happen by accident. Science supports this view. Research in neuroscience shows that our brains are most malleable in the morning, with higher neuroplasticity shortly after waking. This means morning practices can more effectively shape our neural pathways and emotional states than the same activities done later in the day. The difference between peak performance and poor performance is not intelligence or ability, Robbins emphasizes. It's the state you bring to the challenge. The 6-minute morning ritual. Now, let's break down the simple yet powerful 6-minute ritual that Robbins practices daily and teaches to leaders, athletes, and performers worldwide. The ritual consists of 3 2-minute segments, each designed to shift a different aspect of your state. Robbins calls it the 6-3-1 method, 6 minutes total, 3 exercises, 1 transformed state. Minute 1 to 2, gratitude breathing. The ritual begins with 2 minutes of what Robbins calls gratitude breathing. This combines specific breathing patterns with focused attention on gratitude. Start by sitting comfortably with your spine straight, Robbins instructs. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 2. Then exhale through your mouth for a count of 4. During these 2 minutes, as you breathe, bring to mind 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. They can be simple pleasures, meaningful relationships, or opportunities in your life. The key is to feel the gratitude deeply, not just think about it intellectually. Gratitude is the antidote to the 2 emotions that stop us, fear and anger, Robbins explains. You can't be grateful and fearful simultaneously. They're mutually exclusive states. This practice shifts your nervous system from fight or flight mode to a state of appreciation, setting a positive emotional foundation for everything that follows. When you're in a state of genuine gratitude, you've already won, no matter what else happens that day, Robbins says. Minute 3 to 4, the experience of peace. The second 2-minute segment focuses on creating a state of inner peace and presence through what Robbins calls heart coherence. Continue the same breathing pattern, Robbins guides, but now place your attention on the area around your heart. As you breathe, imagine the breath flowing in and out through the center of your chest. During these 2 minutes, Robbins suggests visualizing being bathed in sunlight or recalling a moment of pure peace you've experienced in your life. The goal is to generate the physical sensation of peace in your body. Peace isn't just an emotion. It's a physiological state where your heart, brain, and nervous system work in harmony, Robbins explains. From this state, you make better decisions, connect more deeply with others, and access your creativity. Research from the HeartMath Institute supports this practice, showing that generating positive emotions while focusing on the heart creates measurable coherence in heart rate variability, which correlates with improved cognitive function and emotional regulation. Most people wait for peace to show up, Robbins observes. But champions learn to generate it on demand, regardless of external circumstances. Minute 5 to 6. Visualizing your day. The final 2 minutes are dedicated to what Robbins calls seeing the day in advance, a specific form of visualization that programs your nervous system for success. In these 2 minutes, see yourself moving through the day ahead with exceptional energy, focus, and effectiveness, Robbins instructs. See yourself handling challenges with ease, achieving your most important outcomes, and feeling the emotions you want to experience. The key distinction in Robbins' approach is visualizing from a first-person perspective, actually stepping into the experience rather than watching yourself like a movie. This activates the same neural networks that fire during actual performance. Don't just see yourself succeeding, feel it in your body, Robbins emphasizes. Your mind doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined event and one you've actually experienced. Robbins recommends giving particular attention to any potentially challenging situations you'll face that day, seeing yourself responding in optimal ways. This isn't magical thinking, Robbins clarifies. It's strategic emotional preparation. By experiencing success in advance, you're priming your subconscious mind to recognize and act on opportunities throughout the day. Why this ritual works. The power of this 6-minute ritual lies in its comprehensive approach to state management. Rather than just addressing one dimension of your state, it systematically shifts your physiology through breathing, emotions through gratitude and peace, and focus through visualization. Your life is controlled by what you focus on, Robbins says. Most people focus unconsciously, letting circumstances determine their attention. This ritual puts you back in the driver's seat. The brevity of the ritual is intentional. I designed this to take just 6 minutes because everyone, no matter how busy, can find 6 minutes, Robbins explains. There's no excuse not to do it, and that consistency is what creates transformation. What makes this approach different from many other morning practices is its emphasis on emotional state rather than just activities. While many morning routines focus on what you do, Robbins' ritual focuses on who you become. The difference between success and failure isn't resources, it's resourcefulness, Robbins often says. And resourcefulness comes from your emotional state. Integrating the ritual into your life. Robbins offers several practical tips for successfully integrating this ritual into your daily life. Start by committing to practice the ritual for just 10 days in a row. This is short enough to feel achievable, but long enough to experience tangible benefits. Do the ritual immediately upon waking, before checking your phone or engaging with other people. This prevents external influences from hijacking your state. Create environmental triggers that remind you to do the ritual. Robbins places a specific object beside his bed that serves as a visual cue. Keep a journal nearby to quickly capture any insights or inspirations that emerge during the practice. Often, solutions to challenges will appear spontaneously during this time of heightened awareness. Remember that the goal isn't perfection, but presence. Some days your mind will wander more than others. What matters is consistently bringing yourself back to the practice. The ritual works not because of what happens in those 6 minutes, Robbins explains, but because of how those 6 minutes influence the remaining 23 hours and 54 minutes of your day. Beyond the basic ritual. Once you've established the basic 6-minute practice, Robbins suggests optional enhancements that can further amplify its impact. At physical movement, Robbins himself incorporates jumping on a mini trampoline, which he calls a rebounder, and cold water immersion after the mental components of his ritual. Even simple movements like stretching or light exercise can enhance the ritual's effectiveness. Create a personal incantation. Robbins uses short, empowering phrases spoken with emotional intensity to reinforce the state he wants to create. These might be statements like, "Every day I'm getting stronger, smarter, and more loving." Connect the ritual to your purpose. After the 6 minutes, take a moment to identify one action you can take today that aligns with your deepest values or long-term vision. The most powerful force in the human personality is the need to remain consistent with how we define ourselves, Robbins notes. This ritual helps you consciously define yourself rather than letting circumstances define you. Real-life transformations. The impact of this seemingly simple ritual extends far beyond feeling good in the morning. Robbins shares numerous examples of how this practice has transformed lives. A CEO who struggled with reactive leadership began using the ritual and reported a 40% increase in her team's productivity within 3 months, which she attributed to making decisions from a centered state rather than stress. An athlete who incorporated the practice before training sessions broke through a performance plateau he'd been stuck on for years, achieving personal records in multiple events. A parent with anger management challenges used the ritual to create a pattern of responding rather than reacting, dramatically improving family relationships. A student with test anxiety implemented the practice before study sessions and exams, resulting in significantly improved academic performance. The common thread in these transformations isn't that people's external circumstances dramatically changed, Robbins points out. It's that they changed their internal state, which then changed how they responded to circumstances. The neuroscience behind the ritual. For those interested in the science, Robbins' approach aligns with current understanding of neuroplasticity and emotional regulation. The gratitude practice activates the hypothalamus and ventral tegmental area, brain regions associated with pleasure, reward, and positive emotion. Regular activation of these neural networks strengthens them, making positive emotions more accessible throughout the day. The heart coherence exercise stimulates the vagus nerve, activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest response, and reducing cortisol levels. This creates an optimal state for clear thinking and emotional regulation. The visualization component engages the same neural circuits that activate during actual performance, strengthening those pathways through what neuroscientists call mental rehearsal. Studies with athletes show that visualization activates up to 85% of the same neural networks as physical practice. Your nervous system can't tell the difference between something you're vividly imagining and something you're actually experiencing, Robbins explains. That's why visualization works. It's not just positive thinking, it's neural programming. Overcoming common challenges. Robbins addresses several common obstacles people face when implementing this ritual. I don't have time. Robbins suggests starting with just 3 minutes if 6 feels overwhelming. 3 minutes of focused practice is better than 0 minutes of a perfect ritual you never do. My mind constantly wanders. This is normal and expected. The ritual isn't about having no thoughts, Robbins clarifies. It's about gently bringing your focus back whenever you notice it's drifted. I fall back asleep. If this happens, Robbins recommends changing your posture, sitting up straight rather than lying down, or doing the ritual after washing your face with cool water. I don't feel anything. Emotional states require cultivation. If you don't feel gratitude immediately, remember a specific moment when you felt genuinely thankful and relive that experience in detail, Robbins suggests. I forget to do it. create environmental triggers and accountability. Robbins recommends placing a visual reminder by your bed or setting an alarm with a label that reminds you of why this practice matters to you. In conclusion, show me your morning ritual, and I'll show you your life, Robbins often says. The 6 minutes after you wake up represent a unique opportunity to set your psychological and emotional trajectory for the hours that follow. While the ritual itself is simple, its impact compounds over time. Each day you practice, you're not just creating a better morning, you're rewiring your brain and nervous system to automatically access more resourceful states throughout your life. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can accomplish in a decade, Robbins observes. The same applies to daily rituals. The immediate effect might seem small, but the cumulative impact is life-changing. The beautiful truth about this practice is that it requires no special equipment, costs nothing, and is available to anyone willing to dedicate 6 minutes to conscious state management. In a world of increasingly complex solutions, there's profound power in this simplicity. Your destiny is determined by your decisions, Robbins concludes. And the quality of your decisions is determined by the state you're in when you make them. These 6 minutes aren't just about feeling good. They're about creating the state from which your best life naturally emerges. If you're ready to transform your mornings and your life, commit to trying this ritual for the next 10 days. As Robbins would say, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.